Good morning, everyone. I wanted to thank the Academy for the opportunity of being here. I'm taking the place of José del Corral, that is the Global Director of Scholars, together with Enrique Palmeiro. Unfortunately, he had a health problem, so he couldn't be here, and I hope to represent him properly. Could we please go to the presentation, please? I'm here to talk about Scholars Ciudadanía, or Scholars Citizenship. That is one of the programs we work in Scholars Ocurrentes. As I said, I'm here taking the place of José del Corral, and I'm here as a practitioner, as a person who works in the field with children, trying to give the best of me and the team we work in to improve and to face the challenges we are discussing here. So I'm very interested to hear your opinions on what we're doing to be able to improve the way we work. I wanted to start by showing you a very short video that describes our program. So,
El antecedente del programa Escuelas de Vecinos en la ciudad de Buenos Aires, el Papa Francisco lanzó Scola Ciudadanía. El programa trabaja con jóvenes de todo el mundo de entre 15 y 18 años. Cada uno de los días de trabajo con los estudiantes comienza con un espacio llamado recreo, donde el arte, el deporte y la tecnología se mezclan a través de juegos para que los participantes se conozcan entre sí, conozcan al equipo de escolas y adquieran confianza para participar activamente del encuentro. La selección de problemáticas es el primer acercamiento de los estudiantes a la experiencia de Scola Ciudadanía. Durante esta etapa, los jóvenes identifican cuáles son aquellas problemáticas de su comunidad que los afectan a través de debates y votaciones. Eligen 2 de las que les interesaría trabajar durante la segunda etapa del programa en la Semana de Participación Ciudadana. En esta segunda etapa, los jóvenes elaboran las hipótesis que guiarán la investigación sobre cada una de las problemáticas. Esta es la instancia de análisis y reflexión que encuadra todo el trabajo posterior. Una vez planteadas las hipótesis de trabajo, los estudiantes elaboran instrumentos para recolectar datos y validar sus hipótesis en el campo. Durante la tercera jornada de trabajo, los estudiantes salen al campo a investigar, realizan entrevistas con especialistas, visitan organismos públicos, organizaciones sociales vinculadas a las problemáticas y realizan encuestas a vecinos de la comunidad. Una vez recolectada toda la información, los estudiantes se reúnen para elaborar un diagnóstico de las problemáticas en su ciudad. A través del mismo, los jóvenes identifican aquellas áreas donde ellos mismos y las autoridades locales podrían realizar mejoras y elaborar propuestas para concretarlas. Todas las propuestas realizadas son sometidas a votación y aquellas que obtienen la mayoría de los votos son aceptadas. Finalmente, los estudiantes presentan y defienden su diagnóstico y propuestas frente a las autoridades locales. Además, a través del arte, dan testimonio de su experiencia como parte de Scola Ciudadanía en su localidad. El programa cuenta con una plataforma digital que les permite a los participantes de Scola Ciudadanía interactuar entre sí, compartir experiencias y promover la cultura del encuentro.
Nosotros los jóvenes nos tragamos todo. Y de vez en cuando tenemos que hablar, que soltar, que decir lo que pensamos, decir lo que podemos hacer. Y bueno, fue como al poder expresar y decir todo lo que uno piensa, es como que uno se siente aliviado, se siente tranquilo.
Whatever differences there are between us, we don't see them anymore.
אם אנחנו נצליח לחנך ילדים כאלה, אז אני חושב שאנחנו לא רחוק נגיע לשלום.
Al final de todo, después de lo que queda de esta experiencia, solamente sería bueno decir que escuelas es una de esas oportunidades que necesitamos para que nuestro país sea una unidad, una nación de progreso y de unidad.
So this is a short preview of what we do. Now I'm going over each of the stages of the program and tell you what we look for in each of these stages. Our mission is to promote the participation and social commitment of children and youth, starting from their own experiences and concerns and building from them for them to become producers of positive change in their communities and in the world. But besides that, what we also want to do is to promote a culture of encounter. So we work with children from the same city, but from very different schools. Children who were living maybe a few blocks away, but had never spoken to each other because some go to private schools, some go to public schools, some are religious, some are non-religious. So we put them together and we create for them a space to share their experiences and to get to know each other in a meaningful environment. So the stages of the program are two. In the first stage, the youth select two problems of their communities. This is a very important stage because each youth who participate, that are in each experience more or less 250 or 300 students, each of them comes with their own problem, thinking that their problem is the biggest problem they will see because it's the one that truly affects them. So during this stage, they start doing an exercise of understanding each other's problem and also leaving space for generosity and sometimes giving away my problem to work together towards finding a solution for another person's problem. So I find this very interesting and important, and I wanted to share with you one testimony of one of the youth who participated from the experience that you also could see in the video before. And he was saying that through this program, or Escola Ciudadanía, generates an encounter through which other people's problems, as distant as they could be from my problem, become mine as well. So this is an exercise of empathy, of understanding diversity, and of giving as well. And another important thing, at least that we find very interesting, is that by giving the students the opportunity to choose what they are working on, and also the way they are working on it, increases, we see them very motivated in each of the stages because they have the opportunity to select the problems they are interested in and the problems they affect and the ones that truly evokes them to find a solution. The second stage of the program, we call it Participation Week. And it's a whole week that the 250 or 300 students from the community get together during school hours, but in a different place that usually is not a school. And they work together to find solutions for these problems they agreed on. They develop hypotheses, they go to the field and visit places to collect information, they talk to specialists, they talk to university professors, they talk to practitioners from NGOs and public agents from their cities to understand what is the true situation of the problem in their community, and departing from that to find innovative and effective solutions to implement. I'm sorry, I'm going to look at my cell phone because I can't see I can't read until there, but Here's another testimony from one girl from Argentina, and she's saying, with these encounters, we become aware of what we can do if we join in one cause. It was interesting to see how many of us had similar ideas about how things should be, but we never spoke about them, because we used to believe that if something was done one way, it had to remain that way, and we couldn't question it. But why, she says, why, if we know what we want and we have the energy and the willingness to do it? And then she refers to Pope Francis. She says, to make travel, as Pope Francis said in the youth reunion in Rio, is not to sit there and wait for things to happen. It is to go out and seek what we want and make our voices heard and produce change. So I thought this was a good testimony about how a different way of learning, a different way of going to school, a different environment, could also empower these children to feel that they are truly themselves the agents of change for those things that they want to change in the world. So during this week, they are learning by doing. They are learning by their own experience. And through that, they are also exercising a lot of skills that we usually find increasingly important, especially in the face of the complex global problems that we are facing. They listen to each other. They practice critical thinking. They dialogue and they reach consensus. They make decisions and they work in teams. And all of this, they do it with people they had never been with before. And finally, another very important stage of the program, we called it recreo in Spanish. Recreo in Spanish means break, but if we divide the words in these two little words that are here, it's recreo, it's to believe again. So this is one moment that it's 1.5 hours that we work together with children. Each day we see them. And we, through play, we work in the importance of having a purpose, of the importance of living with sense. Pope Francis, in one conversation he had with children from Cuba and children from the United States, said that every child has the right to play, and part of educating is particularly teaching children how to play. Because he says one learns to be social through play, and one learns the joy of life through play. So we devote an important part of the program to play. Here's also another testimony from one of the children. He said that in this moment, through this, creating this space for self-knowledge helped him take off the blindfold he thought he had, see the reality of where she lived, and explore within herself what she wanted and how she wanted her city to be. So this, through play, we increase socialization, we socialize, we get to know each other, we break barriers, and through play we also build perspective, cooperation, creativity, and self-knowledge. So one thing that I didn't mention, that I'm going to mention now, is how this program was born. This program was born in Buenos Aires when Pope Francis, that at that moment was Jorge Bergoglio, the Bishop of Buenos Aires, together with José María del Corral, thought about the importance of building bridges between schools. This happened after the big crisis in Argentina, in which society was absolutely divided. And they said, we need to start rebuilding this from the bottom up and not particularly from top down. So they started this program, and this program has been running for 15 years in the city of Buenos Aires, and now we are taking it to different places of the world. Because as this last slide says, and this was like the reflection I wanted to share, is that the challenges we are discussing in this workshop recognize no borders between countries, cultures, or religions. So it is increasingly important to educate children with the skills they need to face these challenges as citizens of the world, with the empathy needed to truly stand in the feet of others, truly understand the others' feelings, and also with the tools not only to understand, but to start acting and be themselves truly agents of change to produce the changes, to produce the things they want to see in the world. For us who work in Scholas, this is our humble contribution towards that goal. But as I said at the beginning, I'm very interested to see what your opinions are on this and what we can do to improve the way we work and also take this program to as many places we could to continue working to improve education everywhere. So thank you very much.